My husband got on the roof and was watering down the roof, and then the house next door burst into flames, so he said, "We've got to go." So we went, but there were flames going across the road, and I didn't like that at all, so I turned around again and went up Buckingham, and the car in front of me stopped, and somebody got out and started running, and I decided that was definitely not a good idea.
My friend was driving, and we got in, and there was no markers, and it was really hard because all the houses were gone and the street signs were burnt out, and it was like following a map, and I was telling him, turn left here, turn right here. We got here, and you had to come in. It was like I had to see the corpse.
A firefighter lost his life here, a firefighter that I'd worked with a lot. And he actually lost his life when he stopped to try to help the sister of a friend of mine from college. I mean, it really struck home just right there. Very emotional. It's an emotional impact. It doesn't hit me quite as hard now, but for several years after the event, coming up here, watching the rebuilding, just thinking of the loss and the recovery, it was always moving to come through this area.
I had resigned to the fact that the house was gone. I was more in awe of the power of the fire. I think where I got emotion is when I started reading the newspaper and I started seeing my neighbors had perished.
We found a woman who had been killed by the fire, and her dog was standing over her at Charing Cross and Tunnel Road. She had her hands up like the heat of the fire had just hit her. And we took the dog with us when we went out.
We may have lost a scrapbook or a photo or two, but our history is still in our heads, and that's where it has the most importance, and that's one of the things that you don't have any recourse but to look inside your own memory once you've lost all the stuff that might be related to it.
We felt very fortunate to get out alive and unharmed, and that was the most important thing. All our possessions could be replaced, but not our lives.
But then we didn't expect to lose it. That was the whole problem. We just didn't think it was going to happen to us, that it was, you know, that they'd save us somehow. But they did their best. I don't blame anybody. It's just something that happened, and we learned from it. Hopefully it won't happen again.
On a personal level, being an Oakland resident, having born and raised here, I knew so many people who were affected by this. Just so many people that lost a home, or their parents had to flee the fire, or in a couple cases I actually had close friends that lost family members. And that's really hard for a community. And nowadays, it's 20 years downstream, we've got a lot of people who live up here who weren't here when the fire occurred.
We're using the 20th as an opportunity to teach people about how delicate this environment is, and to remind people who may have forgotten or become lax, and to introduce new people to the realities of living in a high fire zone, which is so beautiful, but it comes with an enormous responsibility on the part of each and every one of us.